Hey, this is Polario of Guitar World Magazine, and this month's Gold Award goes to Epiphone's So Cal 50 head and 412 cabinet. Now, as you can see, this is Epiphone's brand new amplifier that comes in a head and 412 cabinet format. It's very cool. It's one of their newest all-tube signal path heads. And the great thing about this head and cabinet, it's both affordable for just about under $1,000. So, as you can see, this head is a 2-channel head which shares a global EQ, and it has an independent interactive switch that gives you a different voicing. 2 separate volumes, one for channel 1 and one for channel 2. Obviously, channel 1 is the clean channel. Second one is the gain channel. And on the second channel, you have a contour knob which allows you to voice that channel for more of a bluesy sound, or if you want to get closer to a hard rockin' sound. This amplifier also has an all-tube signal path, a spring reverb, and also has a solid-state rectifier. And last but not least, let's talk about the cabinet, which features 4 eminent speakers, which were specially designed for this cabinet and for this head. And the new speakers are called Lady Luck, and they sound great and have a very nice vintage character to them. But enough of me talking about this amp. Let's let you hear what this amp sounds like. So here we go. Let's begin with the clean channel on the So Cal 50. Now, the great thing about this amp is everything is accessed via the provided Epiphone foot switch, which allows you to switch between both the clean channel and the dirty channel, and it also allows you to turn off the reverb on and off. The great thing about this head also is it's a 50-watt head, and it allows you to drop down to 25 watts, so half power, so you don't have to kill everyone in the front row. But enough about that. Let's hear the clean channel, and you get to hear how nicely it's voiced. Here we go. Sticking on the clean channel, I'm going to let you hear, right now I have the interactive switch engaged. So you get to hear how really, as it says, interactive this EQ, global EQ is. So here, let's hear on the clean channel what it sounds like. And then, of course, I'll pull it to independent, which does the same thing, but it takes off a little bit of the bass frequency. So. Now you can compensate by moving the controls and adding. One other thing you'll get to hear is how deep the spring reverb on this amp is. So right now I have it set about 10 o'clock, and you'll get to hear the decay. Now as I inch it up, it starts to get very vintage in character, like a very deep reverb. Here we go. Very cool. So you might want to cut a little bit of that reverb unless you like that early Dick Dale sound. Anyway, now let's move over to channel 2, which is the gain channel, and hear what that sounds like. So as you can hear, the channel 2 is very bluesy in character. Now watch as I move the contour knob, I'll start to get a little more of a darker sound, moving into closer of the hard rock and metal realm. Not so much, but here we go. So as you see, when I move the contour knob counterclockwise, it starts to get very dark sounding. And as I move it clockwise, I get a little more of a bluesier edge to it with a lot of gain. So as you can hear, the reverb is pretty deep. So as I said before, you might want to back off a little bit on that unless you really love reverb. But let's flop between the channels so you get to hear the difference. And of course, you can always set your different type of levels for both channels. So let's begin with the clean and move over to the dirt. Finally, let's hear what these great eminent speakers sound like in this Epiphone amp. These Lady Luck speakers are really well voiced, so I'm going to coax a little feedback out of them. So here we go. Epiphone's new So Cal 50 and 412 cabinet are great sounding amps. They are the newest additions to Epiphone's amp line. There's also a brand new combo as well. But if you're looking for an amp here that is a solid performer with a great vintage voice for blues and rock guitar, the So Cal 50 and the 412 cabinet may be your weapon of choice. Check them out.